Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. In today's matchup, we've got a pair of running backs who are hoping for plenty of touches come their way. It's the Dolphins going up against the Bills. So let's send you up to Orchard Park, New York. Standing by, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. While the skies may be ominous, there's never a bad day for football. Today, we've got an AFC East matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Getting ready is the kicker, Andrew Franks. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by one of the more mobile quarterbacks in the NFL. It's Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor's always been a worker, always seeking an opportunity, and one finally came to him in Buffalo, and he seized it.
Let's go!
Now the first carry for LaShawn McCoy. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Well, there they went blitz defensively, Charles, and things were paved well coming from the linebacker position.
I love the way that you described it, paved well. Oftentimes, the guy who gets home on the blitz, he's going to get all the credit. But his teammates did all the dirty work, right? They ran into people on purpose. They sometimes tugged on jerseys to hold linemen to create space and gaps. And that play finished off really, really well. Well conceived, well designed, and even better executed.
Now Taylor to throw on second down. Buying time to his left. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
I know the object for us when we call games is to be neutral, but I have to tell you, I am rooting so hard for Sammy Watkins to have an injury-free next season, just to see everything that he can do and give himself the best opportunity so that we can see it.
Yeah, over the last 2 years, he's missed 11 games. It's tough. The one bright spot for him, though, his Clemson Tigers did win the national championship.
Yeah, I think that's going to give him a little bit of comfort, but what he wants more than anything, a healed foot and a chance to be the #1 receiver he was drafted to be.
And Buffalo wants that, too. Now a first down carry here for McCoy. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13.
Let's go!
Now Taylor to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Charles Clay has tied in the intended target, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. All right, let's take a look at the offensive starters and the 2nd-round pick out of USC, one to talk about, Robert Woods.
I think a lot of people thought maybe he was ticketed for stardom coming out of USC. Has always been a great route runner, much more of a complimentary receiver, but they could utilize that in a big way and have him open up things in the middle.
Let's go!
First carry for the former Florida State man. It's Carlos Williams. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line.
That's That's why defense coordinators always preach 11 guys to the ball, because sometimes you have a missed tackle, but if you have a swarm of guys around, less room for them to roam even after the first missed tackle. In this case, tackle was missed, plenty of open field to get after that.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Come on, let's go. Ryan 38.
Now Taylor on first down. Flushed out right. And an alley to run. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
So this brings up a 2nd and 2.
Let's go. What? 90.
Now Taylor going to hand this one off to McCoy. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short.
Let's go. What? 90. What? 90.
They'll try and run for it with McCoy. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
Dan Carpenter now for the Bills field goal. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And Carpenter knocks it through, and the Bills' opening drive yields 3. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
Here's the punter Gay now to send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And there is Ryan Tannehill bringing out the Miami Dolphins, finishing the season just shy of 3,000 yards, 19 touchdowns, 12 picks, Charles. Unable to play, of course, in the playoff game. Had to be hard for him to sit that one out.
Had to be very hard for him because I thought he finished the season with a flourish. And this was a monster year for Ryan Tannehill and his development as an NFL quarterback. And I thought he passed the test. And I think 2017, he's eager for it, as is his head coach, Adam Gase.
Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Shaq Lawson's one of those guys that after a while you quit just trying to define him by a position. Defensive end, outside linebacker, doesn't matter. He knows how to get upfield and spill some plays.
So disruptive. What makes him so disruptive?
I think it's strength. If you see his upper body, I mean, he's got some strength up there and some really good hands, but he's got some surprising quickness as well to get him upfield.
The defense in an enviable position here. The offense needs 13 yards. It's third down. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And this is going to be incomplete. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver, and it's fourth down.
But no second guessing the call here. It was third and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
This is fielded at the 27. Muscles him off. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And just one tick to go, so this will obviously be the final play of this first quarter. Throwing now, Taylor on first down. Steps away to his left. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. So just a lone field goal in this first quarter of play. The Bills with the early advantage. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Bills in possession. And they've got it here with a first down. Watkins alone on the left side. Now Taylor escaping the pressure right. Looking this time for Woods, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And back onto the field, here comes the Dolphins defense. They've certainly got something to build off of. They had the interception last time out.
And now they have to just make sure they're cognizant of not trying too hard for interceptions. Once you get one, it makes you a little more antsy to try and get another one. Now they got to be careful of double moves, different things like that against them. But they like the momentum that they've begun to build.
We'll see if they can keep that momentum going. Taylor with a give to McCoy. And he cuts it out to the sideline. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
Watkins alone on the left side. Now Taylor being chased out left. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And And the Dolphins offense now ready to go back out on the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Well, you mind if we go off topic for a second?
No, let's go.
I like to do that randomly. AFC playoff contenders for this year that didn't make it last season. Who do you have that might get in?
Well, I think Cincinnati's got to be considered there. Maybe they'd have an offseason that's calm, and they go into this season and try and get back to the playoffs where they've been perennials. How about Denver?
Yeah.
Remember last year, they didn't have the quarterback to start. Trevor Siemian played pretty well overall, but maybe they can get solidified there and ride that strong defense right back into the playoffs. I'm going to give you a couple a little bit off the pace. Indianapolis cannot afford to squander Andrew Luck, one of the better young quarterbacks in the game. They've got to get back to the playoffs. And Buffalo, brand new head coach, brand new people running the ball club. Let's see if they can figure it out, because I think defensively they can be awfully strong.
Here's Matt Darr now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. It's taken to the 26. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And here come the Bills. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Slips past him.
Where'd he go?
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Now McCoy. And a short gain down to about the 33.
Holding, offense.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. One man in the backfield. That's McCoy. He's going to get the football. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
On 2nd down, Taylor eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it. And Woods has got it. Buffalo touchdown. Robert Woods, 45 yards. And the Bills will extend their lead. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Dan Carpenter now for the extra point. And oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here, and our score is going to stay right where it is. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
They'll start out on the ground with a Jai. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to Buffalo after this. A reminder coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before that. Second down following the run. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Going deep here for Stills. This is intercepted. Picked off by Nickel Roby. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
The Dolphins defense, they get set to go here. And they gave up a touchdown last drive. You kind of need to hit the reset button after every touchdown given up, Charles.
I love that. And the way that you phrased it is perfect because from series to series, you can reset how the game is going to go. If you gave up a touchdown before, it doesn't mean you have to do it again. And if you made a great play before, you have to reset again anyway because they're going to attack. So I love the way you phrased it and put it out there. That's what they have to do in this series.
Not like when you're playing a video game. You can't hit the reset button here. Let's go.
No, you shouldn't anyway. That's for sure.
It's the former number 1 overall pick of the Texans, Mario Williams, on the stop. And now they're in the hurry-up. On second down, here's Taylor. Flush to his right. And he's got some space here. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards there on the scramble and a first down. 1 man on the backfield. That's McCoy.
Let's go.
Now a play fake here on first down. And now he'll turn and off his back foot. That's caught inside the 20. A big play here for Buffalo. 41 yards.
Let's face it, it's tough to defend guys just in regular time. But when they get extra time, when the guy maneuvers outside of the pocket, that's just almost unfair because now trying to stay with the receiver, very, very difficult to do, and a big play is often the result.
And now a first down following that long gain. Watkins alone on the left side. From the red zone now, here's Taylor on first down. Forced out to his left. This will be caught at about the 3. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. They come out here in the I. They'll try and run it in with a fullback Felton. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
And the offense moving quickly to the line. 2nd and goal to go now. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Jerome Felton as the first half is winding down. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Carpenter now for the extra point. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it culminates in a Bills touchdown. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. There's a handoff to Ajayi to begin the drive. A gain of 3, 2nd down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Bills are happy to be sitting in the locker room with a lead. The Dolphins didn't play their best, and they'll need to be at their best now to come back. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. 1st and 10, Woods has got the reception, and he'll end up at the 35-yard line before being tackled. Bills would end up throwing a pick on the drive. Bills line up at the 46. Taylor is on point with the throw, and it leads to a touchdown. The Bills up now by 9. Midway through the second quarter, here the defense will come up with the pick. Bills defense happy to get off the field. Now following the interception, Felton's going to take off here, and this 5-play drive goes for a touchdown. That pushes the lead to 16.
All right, Larry, these two teams back out there as we get set and ready for this second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Bills defense, they make their way back out there. They had a pretty solid first half. Not many adjustments, but I guess there's probably always some adjustments that can be made.
Usually it's just tightened down on the things we've worked on all week in practice. Everyone thinks adjustments are bringing in something absolutely new. For the most part, it's tweaks or just emphasizing what you've worked on already. And that's what they plan to do here in the second half.
They won't be looking to reinvent the wheel. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. That incompletion, Charles, gives me a chance to put you on the clock real quick. NFC teams last year that did not make the playoffs that might make a push this coming year.
Well, 3 that come to mind right away that we thought were going to be in 2016. Minnesota, remember the start they got off to before that didn't work out so well for them. Arizona, we thought they were locked to be in the playoffs. In fact, many of us called them Super Bowl contenders. And Carolina, the defending NFC champs going into last season, they didn't make it. So I think that all three could return to former glory. I'm going to give you one way off the pace here. You ready?
Let's go.
The Los Angeles Rams.
Ooh.
They get the young quarterback going, and that defense continues to live up to expectations. They can make a real strong push in the West.
They've got the D. You're right. They just need the O. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. Here's Matt Darr now as he's on to punt for Miami. .46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This is taken at the 23. What a spin. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Dolphins defensive unit now. And with this deficit, let's be honest, it's time for them to get a stop.
And partners, you understand very well from our time together and visiting with coaches, defensive coordinators tend to be a little more emotional, a little more high-strung than others.
They are.
I have a feeling that speech came out about taking a stand and bowing up in this possession.
Yeah, that's where this word pride comes out, right?
In a big way.
One man in the backfield. That's McCoy. And he'll get it up the middle. Cuts it out here, left sideline. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
Come on, let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38!
And they'll keep it on the ground with McCoy. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Come on, let's go! What? 90!
10th carry now for McCoy. And he stopped immediately there. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
On 3rd down, Taylor. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver, and that brings up 4th down.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win, and the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And Carpenter knocks it through, and that will make this now a 19-point advantage. So put another 3 on the board, and all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the 3rd quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
Here's the punter Gay now to send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game. And that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
Second down and a little ways to go here. 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys. Extra DB on the field for the Bills here on 3rd down.
Yeah, maybe thinking pass. From the gun, here's Tannehill. It's caught. Cameron, left side. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Here's Matt Darr now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is fielded at the 7. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Try to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. A couple of Dolphins in on the stop. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Let's go. What? 90. What? 90.
Three quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. It's the Bills with a lead and the football here to begin the 4th quarter.
Let's go. Brad 38. Brad 38.
On 2nd down, it's McCoy. Oh, the spin. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Williams. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
One of the things I love about this game is there's a match of wits throughout the game. Who's going to get the advantage? Who's going to catch someone off guard? I feel like the offense thought they might catch the defense off balance with that play call, but unfortunately, that didn't work for them.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. Watkins alone on the left side.
Brad 38! Brad 38!
The Bills will go for it. It's Taylor. Going to drop this off to McCoy. Complete. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. Well, Charles, I guess the only thing I can think there is they've got a 3-score lead, and they're saying, well, we're not going to lose this, so let's have some fun. I don't know why you go for it.
I think that's as good an explanation as any, and we all know that certain coaches are more aggressive than others. That call to me, the fantasy people loved it, right? Anybody who's going to touch the ball, gain yards, maybe put more points on the board, they're happy that they kept it and did that. So very interesting deal there, but I'm with you on that one. Maybe he just says, what the heck, we can't lose. Let's go ahead and keep trying to win or add to our lead.
Hey! Wide 20! Wide 20!
On 1st down, it's Tannehill. And Cameron has it over the middle. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And the next snap coming inside the red zone here.
380! 380!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They run again with a Ajayi. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Like any team, they would have loved to have had more yards on that run, but it looks like they just want to get to the 2-minute warning and see what they want to do after that.
And this will probably be the last play they can squeeze in here before the 2-minute warning.
Defense always has to be careful in this situation. A lot of teams like to take a shot.
Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's Tannehill. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jordan Cameron from 3 yards out. And the Dolphins are able to draw a bit closer.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Bills are going to recover. Here now a look at LaShawn McCoy. So at the start of this game, it looked like the defense was wearing him down a little bit. Now you look at the numbers, that's kind of flipped.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. And his offensive line has really started to play well. And the best offensive line coaches that I've ever talked to, when they have great runners, you know what they tell their guys? Relax. You don't have to be perfect.
Let's go.
Get as many guys as you can, but if you leave one free, the great runner will either make him miss or go through him. So don't worry about that. You don't have to be so precise.
Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready.
Let's go. What? Hot.
And they'll keep on the ground with McCoy. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. One man in the backfield. That's McCoy. He'll get the football here. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action.
Let's go. What? Nothing. What? Nothing. Hot.
And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee.
Come on, let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38. Hot.
The Bills on their way to victory now as they take the knee. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bills are victorious as we say so long from Buffalo.